What's up, bro? Good morning. Day 3 of the road trip. We're in Midge Bite Cafe near, where are we right now? Near Shieldig.
Yeah.
This is one of our favourite places this is Scotland, and the Highlands is probably my favourite place, like, on the earth. And this is probably my favourite part of it as well. We're like 1 hour away from Inverness. And we've stayed around here once before. We stayed in like this like fancy Airbnb, which is, you know, like those modern futuristic style ones where it's like just a glass box in the middle of like the woods, and everything is so good. So we're here. Where my baby? Eating Americano with oat milk. Okay, so something I told Scott a few days ago. Me and him have like a ritual when we're living together, like when we're staying close by, where in the morning at like 6 or 7, we'll basically like look to each other and say like, oh hey bro, wanna go to the cafe and talk about love? So we're just two masculine guys who will go get coffee like most mornings and just talk about like our relationships and love life and everything. And one of the things I said to Scott before we left Bali, which I thought was really powerful, he was talking about like, you know, like his relationship and everything. I won't go into the details for his privacy, but he was just talking about like basically wanting to improve his relationship. And I said, the advice I gave to him was, why don't you just see love like a discipline, like the gym? Because many of us, we think love is a feeling, and you think that to be a loving man, like imagine the most loving man, right? Because that's the most valuable man is actually the loving man. It's not the cold-hearted, like stoic. I'm saying stoic like this because obviously we know that stoicism isn't a bad thing, but many men think that like stoic alpha male who's cold, who's a sigma male and stuff, many guys think that that's like what you should reach for, and it's absolutely not. The ideal is to be like this loving, superior man who is able to like fearlessly love a woman consistently, even if she is throwing the test at him. That's what the ideal, most like intelligent men are reaching for. But the thing that's, let me go outside actually. Do you want to come with me? Let's go stand outside for a bit.
Yeah.
I'll show you outside as well.
Whenever
So this is where we are. This is Midge Bite Cafe. This is a really good one. I like stopping here. So the issue is that no man has been taught how to love, and so most men love in like basically like an untrained way. Most men love in the equivalent of going to the gym without ever being taught the correct form in the gym. And you're probably like this. You're probably like the equivalent of the little skinny fat brown kid who's in the gym and doing all the exercises wrong because you've never had a personal trainer. You've never watched like a video on how to actually love a woman, right? Most men have absolutely no clue. They just kind of like go with their emotions. And the issue is like, if you go with how you feel, as you know, it doesn't lead you to a good place in life. You don't go to the gym, you don't turn up, you're not consistent if you go by your emotions. But we think that love is an emotion, and that's the biggest problem that I think men have in relationships. So I said to Scott, I said to him, like, why don't you see love like a discipline, like going to the gym? Why don't you set like a habit tracker? Imagine a list of habits that you do with discipline, even if you feel like it or not. And imagine how autistic it is. It's not sexy, like girls won't find this like adorable. But imagine if in your habit tracker, it was like, hug her, make love, praise her, cuddle. For some guys, they need this kind of reminder. Like if you're anything like me, you need this like anchor which keeps you disciplined, and you need these reminders, this thing that's on your wall that reminds you like, oh yeah, give her a hug today even if you don't feel like it. Just like to get consistent in the gym, you had to go and hit the workout even though you didn't feel like it a lot of times. Sometimes to maintain like a really loving relationship, you have to praise her when you don't feel like it. You have to hug her even if you don't really feel like it. And this was extremely eye-opening to me because no one has ever taught me lessons like this before. When I see the relationship that like unfortunate sad men are getting into, which is basically everyone in any generation, even the older generation that have, you know, like stereotypical traditional relationships where they stay married. Even those men suck at being in love. If you ask like most men's wives, how good is he at making you feel loved, most wives would actually say not at all. I genuinely think that women in relationships, basically every single woman in a relationship is in some ways like dissatisfied because the man has got like a level 1 skill in love, because he's never had a personal trainer, he's never read a book on love, he's never actually leveled it up, because we assume it's something that we're supposed to understand, but it's not. And also we assume that it's something that our normal emotions will guide us through, and it's not. If you allow your normal emotions, you know, the sort of like random emotion that comes up, to guide you through your relationship, you'll suffer tremendously. You'll get so anxious at random points, and you'll start being mean to her. You'll get points when like you're not showing up for the relationship, where you don't even want to speak to her. You'll have sex with her 100 times, and then after that you're not really interested anymore. And this keeps happening. Guys like chads, even intelligent chads, like guys who are like successful businessmen, guys who are jacked, guys who are really intelligent, smart, everything, they'll go into relationship after relationship wondering why each relationship gets shitty after like 3 months after they've had sex 100 times, because they don't realize it's a skill to stay polarized. They don't realize that like you're supposed to actually have a habit tracker for your love habit. So this is your actionable step today. If you're in a relationship, write down like 7 habits, like make a habit tracker of habits, of tasks that you're gonna discipline yourself to do every day. Maybe it's like one of them can be hugging her, maybe one of them can be praising her, maybe one of them can be making love, maybe one of them can be sending her like a really cute message of encouragement. And if you're not in a relationship right now, I still think having some kind of like discipline, habit tracker, workout routine for love would help you. Why not go and spend 10 minutes a day reading a good book on your love skill? Because if you've said right now, if you've said that health is the priority, if you've said that relationships mean a lot to you, which many guys say that, you know, that's the case, but no guy actually that I know actually acts like it. If relationships mean a lot to you, if your love life means a lot to you, if you want to have children in a loving, healthy home, which I assume basically 100% of the people watching this, that's like a goal of yours for the next few years, you would be honestly like such a fool to think that you're just randomly going to get there, right? You'd be like the little fat guy who thinks he's going to get jacked without going to the gym. So since you've got this goal of this loving, healthy, polarized relationship, since you know for a fact you're not going to settle for having like a dead bedroom marriage where you don't have sex with your wife for months, since you know that, you have to make it happen. And it's unfortunate that, to be honest, I've never seen another sort of male influencer really give out good relationship advice. All of the advice online stops at level 1 of attraction. Like, notice this, right? Next time you go see some dating videos online, all of the advice online only takes you to level 1, which is being more attractive to women. That's it. That's all you've ever learned. Top 7 ways to attract girls. Okay, looks maxing and getting the body and making money. This is all of these male influencers, every single one of them shallow advice, because they're struggling to, behind the closed doors. Basically, almost no men in this entire earth know how to love a woman correctly, because there's just no classes on it. There's not many good resources on it. Basically, there's a few teachers in the entire world, like few men in the entire world who have cracked this code, and they've wrote books, and that's about it. And like no one reads those books because they're not like the famous ones, like Atomic Habits by James Clear or something. This is why I preach the way of the superior man so much, because it's a guidebook to being able to be a man, to balance your purpose, your spirituality, your wisdom, but then also how to love a woman alongside that. Very, very important. So if you take one thing from this video, go make a habit tracker and understand that love is a discipline that you've got to do, even if your emotions don't really feel like it. Honestly, I've been thinking recently, like, it's very interesting that as a man, success as a man comes from not listening to your emotions. It's very interesting. Like, success as a man comes from feeling your emotion and usually like doing the opposite. Feeling your desire to cheat and not doing it. Feeling your desire to stay at home in the comfort of your home and still going to the gym. Feeling your depolarization, your lack of interest to your girlfriend who you've been with for a few months, and still acting as if this is your first date with her. Life as a man is literally just like, feel your emotion and understand our emotions are almost like negative feedback to how we should be living. Very interesting. It's a bit annoying that it's like that, but you kind of crack the code of being a man when you realize, like, whatever your emotions are, often just do the opposite and you'll be led to a good point in life. Any last words, baby?
I love Scotland.
You're a retard. I love Scotland.
And I saw a cute dog, and his name is Freddie.
Freddie.
Freddie the dog. He's got big paws.
See you tomorrow, bro. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.